Do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button, guys. I'm going to be quoting Mr. Dominic Breazeale. People have talked about it for a while. I am a fan-pleasing type of guy. So if that's what the fans want to see, I'm all for it. At the same time, I'm not going to pass up opportunities to fight for the WBC title, to go down there to fight Dillian Whyte. I hope he does make some type of deal. He can come here to the United States and he can get all he wants of Dominic Breazeale. So that is what Dominic Breazeale had to say. As you can see, he says that he's open to the idea of facing Dillian Whyte, because obviously Dillian Whyte has been going around saying that he wants to fight, now that this Joshua fight's not going to be popping off, he wants to fight Dominic Breazeale on April 20th. And Dillian Whyte he's not saying no to it. He's saying yes, he's open to fighting him. But as you can see, he's saying that the thing is, one of the thing is he right now he's the mandatory for the WBC title. So one of the things he's thinking about that is if he fights Dillian Whyte, he could lose against Dillian Whyte, and then he won't be the mandatory for Deontay Wilder's title. But if he doesn't fight Dillian Whyte, he could just sit back and just wait to basically automatically fight Deontay Wilder if he ends up beating Tyson Fury in the rematch, because he would be still the mandatory, and then Deontay Wilder would be forced to defend his WBC belt against him. So he's like thinking, okay, should I go this route of fighting Dillian Whyte, or should I go and just wait and sit back and just wait until and just wait and for this title opportunity against Deontay Wilder. And this is one of the things I told you guys. I said, does Dominic Breazeale want to risk his mandatory opposition, position? Because if he loses against Dillian Whyte, he will no longer be the mandatory for Deontay Wilder. That would make Dillian Whyte the mandatory. So that's a very risky fight, and most people would be picking Dillian Whyte to win. But as you can see, he says that he would want Dillian Whyte to go to the U.S. So he's basically saying, he's saying he's open to the idea of facing Dillian Whyte, but then he says, listen, he could come to the U.S. to face me. So maybe that's a deal breaker. Maybe Dillian Whyte doesn't want to go to the U.S. I don't know. Or he recently visited Las Vegas, so maybe he would, but maybe if he doesn't want to go to the U.S., then maybe that'll be one of the reasons why the fight doesn't happen. But Dillian Whyte went to the U.S. He's fought in the U.S. before. If the fight happened in the U.S., it'll be a good look for Dillian Whyte. Although he's not really known in the U.S. like that. Dominic Breazeale is definitely known in the U.S., but I guess it really all depends. Like, what's the deal? Like, what would Eddie Hearn offer Dominic Breazeale to go over to the UK? Or if Dillian Whyte is just happy to go to the US and fight Dominic Breazeale there. So, again, I really don't care where the fight happens. As long as it happens, this is a decent fight, I think. Although I think Dillian Whyte is the winner of this fight, I do think this is a decent fight. But I agree with Dominic Breazeale. I think that's a risky fight for him. Because, again, he's been waiting for a long time to fight Deontay Wilder. And if he goes in there and if he loses against Dillian Whyte, then he's never going to fight Deontay Wilder, because it's like, okay, now you're no longer a mandatory obligation. You just lost. Now everybody's going to be saying Dillian Whyte got to fight Deontay Wilder. So, that's the thing. Like, if he fights him and loses, he won't ever fight for that championship belt. So I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to risk that. So, you never know. I guess we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see if Eddie Hearn gives him an offer that he's going to be willing to risk fighting Dillian Whyte and risk losing his position as mandatory for Deontay Wilder, or if he's just going to sit back and not take this fight and then be like, all right, and just wait and sit and wait around for Deontay Wilder. Because I told you guys, if Deontay Wilder gets past Tyson Fury, he's most likely going to be fighting Dominic Breazeale, just because he's the #1 position. And Dominic Breazeale knows this. He knows that later on this year, especially if Wilder passes him, beats him, he's definitely going to be in line to face him. So he could be thinking to himself, should I fight this fight on April with Dillian and risk losing this position I have as mandatory? Or should I just wait another 7 months, and until and see wait another few months and see how it plays out, the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury rematch, and see if Deontay Wilder wins, and then I'll fight him sometime in September. So yeah, what do you guys think of this? What do you guys think? What are you guys dealing with? What do you guys think Dominic Breazeale should do? Should he go after DILLIAN Whyte and risk losing that position as mandatory, or should he just sit back as he's been doing for several months and just wait for Deontay Wilder to finally give him that opportunity, because he's the mandatory, and Deontay Wilder will eventually give him that opportunity? Let me know in the comment section below of this video, and hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video, and hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.